Ready or not?
Oi.
Yeah, right. Who is Oi?
Is that not what I call you?
Don't call me Oi.
Oh yeah, sorry, babe. It's time for another episode.
How am I Oi? Stop it. Stop it. Oi, bro.
Thank you. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Love and Everything in Between. So, today, we're going to be talking about sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about...
Anyway, let's get serious.
We're jumping straight into this. How important is sex in a marriage?
Calm down now. They used to do introduction about these things. You don't just say how important.
Sex is when a man and a
we're in that
woman
mood.
come together.
All right.
To exchange body fluids.
Okay.
And have a baby.
Is that all? Is that all
Usually
sex is about?
There's no baby.
Okay.
Most times just for the pleasure. So, how important is sex in a marriage?
So, sex is actually very important in a marriage. So, I was under the guise and a fairy tale that, we'll just know how to just have sex. Like,
when you marry, it just happen.
That the magic would just, when you read all this, I don't say news and boom.
Harley Quinn, M&B.
When you read some explicit books.
He looked at her.
And then there was a spark. And then
there was arousal all around. And he stroked her
there was
hair.
Chemistry everywhere.
And she pulsed.
It didn't happen like that.
There was an explosion and the world ended.
It did not happen like that. It didn't happen like that. No. So
it's quite awkward. Can be very messy.
So
most times confusing.
Let me talk.
Go. I'm just saying, man.
So as I was saying, so we all have this fairy tale idea.
We don't all.
Okay. Well, let me speak for myself.
A lot of newlyweds or a lot of
No, let me speak
people.
for myself. No, yeah. I'm not going to speak for anybody
because
I don't
marry,
know.
You don't have any fairy tale. The fairy tale man to take jar. Your eye will just
no, but at least the first month that there should be
the
honeymoon.
So we need to say, like newlyweds, young people just going into marriage, especially if you're one of those people who believe in abstinence until you get married, Rude awakening things.
Isn't a rude awakening?
Rude awakening. For some women, I'm not a woman, but I've heard all those. They pain.
Yeah, it's very painful. Yeah, it's actually painful. Your first encounter is painful.
You get.
But if we're moving forward from the first encounter, so there are a lot of challenges when it comes to sex, because if for the people that want to abstain, they now wonder, okay, how do I know? What am I comparing it with to know that I'm getting good sex?
So I have a problem with this comparison.
No, so because if you've never had it before, how are you sure it's good?
I don't think you can compare. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Because I feel like sex is different with everyone. It is not really about comparing it to something or some other encounter. It's more about whether you're getting satisfied.
Okay, so now
understanding.
Riddle me this, answer me this. Someone that has abstained, has never had sex, now has sex, doesn't know that she's supposed to orgasm or never experienced orgasm.
You don't have to experience an orgasm before to know that orgasm is good. Wait now. Now, you can read up about sex, you can watch videos, educational. I'm not even talking about pornography, because I really think pornography is like a waste of time. And it just gives you, it sets
very
you up
unrealistic
for
expectation.
Unrealistic nonsense that does not happen in real life. You can read up on sex, you can do a lot of things, you can know, like, okay, I'm supposed to have an orgasm. right? Now, you may not have
don't know what
had
an orgasm
one.
feels
There are married
like.
women that have been having sex
And
before they
because
married.
they don't probably know what an orgasm feels like.
That's my point. So it's not about experience. It's not about whether you've done it before or not. I think that's a moot point. I think when people start saying, oh, when you experience it before, then you now know if it's going to be good later. I think that's just a load of bollocks. And it's an excuse for promiscuity. That's my own opinion.
That's my own opinion.
No, because, okay, so for example now, let's assume that you've been having sex since, right? And then it's been bad, right? You now get into marriage and it's still bad. How do you know whether your sex has gotten better or not?
My expectation then won't be high because I've already had.
But you're still having bad sex.
But I won't know any better.
No, but you're not supposed to. That's my point. Is you're not supposed to have bad sex. So it's not really about the experience of what you've done before. I think one, it's important for people to know what the purpose of sex is, right? Understand it. This thing is, on one hand, it's for making babies. On the other hand, it's for pleasure, right? So this thing I'm doing, am I getting pleasure from it? Am I enjoying it? If I'm not, something is wrong.
Okay.
Something is not being done. Okay. Do you get? That's on the one hand. On the second hand, I think people need to understand their bodies.
Okay, so
bodies, your body, everybody responds differently, right? So you need to know what works for you. Now, using the same example of people who, I know married women that have never orgasmed.
How do you know?
Because I've had conversations with lots of, So I have a lot of female friends.
Wow.
You know, but you know that I have a lot of female friends.
But you people talk about sex.
Yes, a lot of people talk to me about different things.
I don't know that they have conversations with you about sex.
No, but you know that people have conversations with me.
No, that's your own. How come me? I thought we don't keep anything from each other.
You know I'm talking to them.
About sex?
I talk to some of them. It's not like I'm talking to every single one of them about sex now. Yes,
about sex?
Yes.
I know.
I assume that you assume.
Wow. Line of communication open. Wow.
But I'm talking to a couple of people about sex.
Because keep saying I know a lot of married women.
No, it's not a lot. When I say a lot, okay, pardon me. I don't know a lot of married women. I know a few. Are we okay? I know a few married women who are in marriages and they've never orgasmed. And they actually ask me for advice.
Okay.
I'm sure you also know a few people that have come to you and had conversations about sex.
Not really.
You don't have anybody that's come to you and said, oh, BO, this sex thing, blah, blah, blah. No, nobody. Maybe I'm more approachable. You need to work on your approach.
My approach.
Yes, because people tell me stuff, like seriously, they just do. I feel comfortable. Maybe I'm a comfortable kind of guy. Yes. I'm comfortable around this guy. I can talk to him.
So anyway, yes. So regarding...
So I said you need to also know your body to a large extent.
Okay, so how do you explore your body? Do you explore it yourself? Do you explore it with your partner? So what exactly do you do to now know what works for you? Because some people would consider exploring themselves as masturbation. So is masturbation good?
I think that sometimes you throw the baby out with the bathwater, right?
Okay.
I feel like once we say this thing is bad, it is just bad all the way, right? It's over.
That's society.
Yes, we do it as society, as people. A lot of women, right? And this is studies, this is not even women telling me. Like, I've read up on it, have issues with orgasm. A lot of men do not know that women have these issues in the first place. So a guy thinks that, just give them some penetration, give them some kissing, touch the breast, touch the bum, and then just hit the home run. Bah! Fireworks are sparking everywhere, the woman's head is going crazy, and then you, the guy, you have your orgasm, and I've finished work. But the woman is lying down there thinking, what the hell just happened? You get, there was a married woman that spoke to us that told us that sex every time was just pain. You remember that? It was just pain. She said it was just pain for her. And that the first time that she actually had proper foreplay, she was like, oh, So this can actually be good.
Be good.
Do you understand? Now, I'm not saying that you should start sitting down with pornography or you should turn masturbation to work. That's just you say that means you don't have anything to do with your life. Do you get? I think that you need to understand, and especially if you are married. I mean, that's a massive opportunity for you. You sit with your spouse. Like, I mean, the marriage bed is undefiled. That's what I believe. And it all goes, all that goes, as long as both of you agree and you're cool with it, right?
Okay.
Mutual masturbation. Yes. Mutual, yes.
So both of you touching
Yes,
each other.
yes.
Exploring your bodies together.
Show him
What works.
what works. So you can tell him, oh, I don't like it when you are biting my nipples. It's painful. Maybe he had been biting one of that girl's nipples and the girl found it amazing. But auntie, uncle, it's paining me. And that's why I even feel the experience thing gives you a bit of a disadvantage, because as a human being, you have this auto
habit, like
it's like this.
It's a formula that is working.
This formula has worked for me in the past.
Wow, yeah.
I'm just going to continue
with
using this formula.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I just keep going back to that, not understanding that this individual I'm married to
is different.
It's a different human being.
Yeah.
Different sensory spots, different physiology, different emotional responses. Do you get? Everything is different. So you need to figure it out.
Okay.
Do you get? And the thing is, bringing baggage from a previous relationship can seriously hinder that process.
So how do you mean bringing baggage?
Like, okay, so there was one guy that used to give it to you like this. And every time it was always working. Then you marry this guy who is not giving it to you like this. And then you don't want to talk and tell him, oh, give it to me like this, because you're not sure if Baba is going to just look at it. How do you know?
Where did you learn
do you understand
this
what I'm saying? It's just unnecessary.
Okay.
One, and this happened to us a lot, communication.
Yeah.
We communicate about everything, the children, how I'm feeling, the finances, everything. When it comes to sex,
because I was going to say, so how
was
long, our own
look
sex?
how long it's. I kept having to tell you, Auntie, tell me.
Yeah.
I can't read your mind. I don't know what to do. Is it working? You get, like, because I'm not sure if what I'm doing is working for you. So, and you know how some people, and it happens to men as well, apparently, fake it. Because you don't want the other person to feel bad.
Oh, so I thought it was only women that used to fake.
No, men fake it steady.
Really?
Yes.
Have you faked?
Yes. At the beginning, I used to, because I'd be like, what do you just say, oh my God, I'm not a woman. I didn't know, because I understand you. You're like, I didn't fulfill his sexual desires. He's going to go outside now and sleep with everybody because I couldn't. Do you get? And we had those issues at the beginning where, we were not, and it was simply.
So what were some of the issues, so that people can even understand where we are coming from?
Okay, so that I'm not the one just
talking.
Okay, so what was some of the issues?
Some of the issues where I wasn't comfortable expressing myself or what I wanted or how I wanted it. So most times I'd just be like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's okay, yeah. So let's go on. And if I wasn't satisfied, I wasn't passing that message across. And then I think also I wasn't open to exploring or experimentation. And it's very funny that I didn't know I was rigid. And then when we were outside with maybe married couples, people would not say, it's your girl, I trust you, I'm sure you are a wild thing in bed. And I'm like,
And that's one of the reasons that I married you.
I was born and bred in Lagos.
Yeah, but remember,
I didn't get
everyone
the training.
Everyone, you remember that I said I saw one small person with a big, and I followed it. So in my head, that's big.
Will be used.
She goes, Sabi use them. And the thing was just there, wasting and wasting and wasting. And
no, but strangely enough, in fairness to me, when we were much younger, I was more, I don't know if I was trying to prove a point to myself, but at least I think the sex was a bit much, was a bit better. I think what happened was, by the time we got married, the pregnancy, the moving, I having to deal with the laborers, and then your dad died as I just gave birth.
All the
Then-
plenty
so
things
it
that
was just
happen.
like so many things,
Yeah.
and then I think emotionally I just went down, and because I was like, the first year I was like, this is so much for someone to go through. Like, how do you now find yourself and start feeling sexy and saying, oh yeah, do you want me? I want you. No, I had like so many other things battling with my attention. I had a kid, I'd never been a mom. It was just a lot. Even the 6 weeks after childbirth, and they say, oh, you're okay to have sex. Even then, I wasn't just interested, because I was like, so many things to do with, like, guy, leave me. And then I think the dip just started going all the way down from there. It would pick up a bit, it would go down, it would pick up a bit, it would go down. So I think for every time there was a pickup was when we now sat down to talk about it and be like, okay, I'm noticing this, I don't want it to affect us, I don't want to go outside, you understand? And the strange thing for me was, even when you used to say those things, I'll just be like, you have time to go outside. Like, don't you have important issues to do with?
There's always time for sex, babe. There's always time. Like, forget that. And there's always time for sex. But I also think that a lot of people underestimate the toll that pregnancy takes on your sex life.
Yeah.
Both for the man
and for
the woman.
So I think for first time parents, there's just that fear that guys have that, am I not poking the baby?
I used to think about it. I was like,
am I not poking
the baby?
Poke
the
the
baby out.
Or can the baby see me?
And the weird thing was, she was always like, let's go now. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, what's it?
So it was mainly having to find comfortable positions during pregnancy, because some people. So I think for both my pregnancies, the experience was different.
Yeah.
For the first pregnancy, yes, I was willing to try, but for the second pregnancy, I think he was still upset I was pregnant. I just wasn't in the mood. It wasn't a fantastic pregnancy because I was sicker than the first one. So it just felt like I had two different experiences, so that also had a toll. So imagine the whole 9 months, you guys are not having any form of intercourse. That's already stressful. So for you being pregnant, because you're already having to deal with a lot of things, you might not even think about it. But for the man, he hasn't touched a woman in 9 months. Come on, like, it's not even like you are even waiting up and say, okay, can I give you a rub and tug? Or something, that might not happen because you're not even in the mood. So it actually has a toll. So I would advise, or I would say that even if you might not have penetration or intercourse,
just find ways
to just be intimate, cuddle, spoon, if your boobs are not sensitive, play around with it.
Massages.
Not every coming together had to end up with penetration. So sometimes just use your body, oil your spouse, rub your body, just you guys just
explore.
Be intimate and explore. So I think that was it for me during pregnancy. Then after pregnancy, depending on your delivery experience, medically, 6 weeks after pregnancy, you are allowed to start having intercourse, but you also have to go for the medical checkup where your doctor would tell you you're free to, or you're okay or good to start having sex.
So the strange thing, I don't know, I think this happens to men. At least I know a few men it has happened to me, where after you've seen the childbirth experience, kind of like don't want to go there anymore. Like you just, I don't know what exactly it is, but I remember vividly looking at you and I'm like no, and like once I'm like no, like so I was always finding ways to avoid
having sex
because it was, I don't know whether it was a mental thing, whether it wasn't like I didn't love you, it wasn't like I was repulsed by you, although I hear that some guys, they just suddenly become, but that's a whole other thing. I want to just seek help for that. Mine was just like, it felt like such a traumatic experience. And I was like, no, I don't want to.
By mistake.
I don't want to get into that. You understand? This is what led to that.
Yes.
Let's just.
So how did you overcome it?
to be honest, I just psyched myself. I just psyched myself that, oh no, this is your wife. This is the woman that you love. And I remember at that point, there was a time that you would make advances, and I'll just slide out, and I was like, you're hurting her. You're hurting her emotionally, because she might already be feeling
some kind of way
unattractive. She's feeling like, oh, I just delivered the baby, I'm icky and all that, and then you are reinforcing that. So suck it up and do the right thing, and
Okay. I know when I called someone, a friend of mine, and I said, hey, can you imagine? I have to talk to a sex therapist. And she was like, Yusuf, why don't you want to have sex with your husband? I was like, sex is for the man. I'm here to please him.
His pleasure.
To fulfill his pleasure. He's one that wants it now. So if he wants it, you should tell me, and then we'll do it.
Hello everyone. Welcome to another challenge.
Yay.
So today we're going to be playing Separate the Skittles challenge.
Yes.
I want to see how many Skittles that we can separate into their different colors in 30 seconds.
Using 2 fingers. Yes.
That's it.
So you go first. Go. Okay, so how many Skittles did he get? Do we count it? Well, we're supposed to pick all the colors, shall 1.
Pick all the colors.
So, sorry, please, when you want to count, can you play? Yes.
I just want you to pick all the colors.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So he picked 16 in 30 seconds.
All right, let's go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Time off.
Wow.
What happened?
Wow.
You're not paying us.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Just wow. That's all I'm going to say is wow.
Okay, so let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
If I had like 3 extra seconds, me to allow.
Who's 3 extra seconds?
Yeah. I was looking at the time, but you wasn't.
What was it?
And you were not either.
But it's the same time. Anyway.
19 with 3 extra seconds is a tie.
Why are you such a sore loser?
I'm not a sore loser.
Yes, you are.
But I was watching the timer.
Why was it?
Mr. Olatu.
Did I get extra seconds?
Yes.
Ah, okay, I did not know.
But it's okay. I'm going to give her this one because I'm a gentleman. So you won.
Thank you.
19.
Yeah.
You is the skittle picking champion of the world. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Why are you eyeing me?
That's what.
Why are you looking at her?
If that's
Because it's almost as if, what's this one saying? You're talking, running your mouth. So you are talking to married women and you're even saying it. You don't even have sense. Oh, and that's why, so she was mad because you guys spoiled it. I don't even remember. Kela and Sonsin. Sorry, I need to quickly remember what the second hand is. Wasn't wait. Yes, on the second hand, there's always time for sex. Like right now, you know, when the court, there's time for sex.